Dim, 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 dim. Hi, guys. It's a late night. Oh, gosh, it's morning. It's after 1, and look at me. Anyway, I said I would have done a video, but I said, oh, I can't sleep, so I said, let me just chit-chat at least for half an hour. Let us do a quick chat. So, as we see, PPP, second term. And, well, congratulations. Congratulations. So, GECOM Tell Norton, take it to the courts. And it all come back to me, right? This is what I was saying all along, that APNU, PNC, the leaders are weak. I say weak because, okay, if we look back, in at Granger presidency, I know the APNU supporters is gonna come at me, but we gotta be real. We gotta be real. We gotta be real with our resolve, and we gotta start calling out leaders that you support and stop babying them. Babying them ain't getting you nowhere. You understand? Ain't getting you nowhere because it will not change. You got this problem. I shouldn't say we. APNU, PNC slash, I don't like say APNU, I say PNC. Um, you know, got a problem, and a problem, go way back. As I say, after Desmond Heights, it was downhill for that party. It have no balls, it have no strength. I should say, no balls, no strength. Now, when with the election, 2020 election, with Granger and all the. And I have some evidence that I'm gonna do a short video and show it, that when the courts tell PPP Nandalal to take it to election petition, the courts did tell, so nobody can come and say, a lot of people like say it's unfair, the court is one-sided. But I remember, and I always used to talk this thing. I remember when the courts told Mingo to go back, how to do it, show it, raise up the paper, whatever, show it. And Mr. Nandalal, you have to take that to election petition. I hear she keeps saying that all the time, right? Mingo went back. Mingo do, where the magistrate instruct him to do, the judge, the magistrate, wherever she was. And he declare Granger the winner. Granger still, insist. He want his name clear, He want, I don't know, he want the opposition to hug him and kiss him, everybody to congratulate him and love him before he could move forward. I don't know what politician he was, and I always say one thing. He needed to open a Bottomhouse church. He needed to open a Bottomhouse church. Listen, politics is politics. And let me tell you, I always say, though you like Jack Dio, you hate Jack Dio, how you like it, how you feel about him, he's a friggin' politician. He is a politician. And right now, I'm seeing him as the strongest politician in Guyana. You understand? The strongest politician in Guyana. Because if the court tell Granger, take it to election petition, all those things that Granger did, the recount, bring the this and that. That was for election petition. The law provide for that. Once Mingo, they had no time Mingo, the Clare Region 4, because that was the one that would have bring the election in. That AP and UAFC at the time win that Region 4, that no court could have over all that or say different. They would have got to take it to election petition. But he did not. And this man was advised. He was advised not to. From that is why the party start breaking up. A lot of people don't understand. That is why the party start breaking up, because you gotta go with the laws. Like, you can't just bend and twist it because you want people to love on you, clap for you, because you want to look at this president on his days that Tara the arrow, you know. So he did not listen to advice. So that's why the party had this start having this rift inside the party, because he did not listen to advice. He did not listen to advice. You cannot anything, you gotta take it to election petition. You cannot. And the court did. So anybody come in and tell me, oh, the court is on PPP side, you guys are blasted liars. Lie, 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 lie. I'm not a PPP supporter. Right now, I'm a win supporter, but I give Jackie jacket. I was an APNU supporter, and from the last time what Granger did, I finished with them. I said, done with them. I finished, because it's over and over and over. Supporters are going through one thing over and over with them. You're going out supporting these people, these leaders, and these leaders are weak. You're going out there, you might be protesting and all these things. At the end of the day, you just watch you leader, a weak set of people. You understand? So what's the sense? It's like you don't understand. They break the supporters back, and then they want to know why the supporters then come with and vote, why they didn't come with and vote. Like, you don't understand. If the supporters continue seeing a weak bunch of Brady Bunch people, weak set of people, you think supporters still be coming out? No, no. This is what people gotta understand. This is why AP and the leaders gotta understand. It's been years you guys was breaking supporters back. I personally, I could tell people I was one used to be protesting. I protest. I stand up with the party and I protest. Even from the last protest with Granger, I was there. I was there on the battlefield. I'm not speaking because I wanna speak. I'm speaking because I'm a disappointed ex-supporter from over and over and over. From Carbon, all of those right down. We see it get weaker and weaker. Weaker. A lot of stuff. Even with the recount, I remember when Gordon tell Granger was on an interview on Gordon. And Gordon actually, so much discrepancy in the election, as if you would call the election off. I was so mad when Granger turned and said, I have to sit down with the opposition and talk. Sit down with opposition? Now, Granger never pissed me off like that. How the hell? You're supposed to say, oh, I got to sit with my members or whatever, my lawyers and whatever, and see if the law, you cannot say you got to sit with opposition. The guy is delusional. And then the next day, oh my God, Jack Dior rip it to pieces. Jack Dior said, you don't have the power. Just imagine, Jack Dior was telling the president he didn't get the power to overturn or nothing election or cancel the election. So when I say that APNU week, APNU break the supporters back. I know a lot of people's come and make excuse for them. And oh, you don't know what you're speaking about, whatever, whatever. I'm not a politician, but guess what? I'm a supporter. I was a supporter on the ground. I was a supporter showing up. When many of you that talking never show up to a protest yet. A lot of them with big words gonna come and tell you, oh, or you not qualified to talk on that, or you might guess what? None of them, you never see them on the ground protesting. None of them. You understand? And so I could tell you first and that, you know, I feel like they using supporters, like, over and over. You could see, as I was on the ground, you see less and less people. Let me tell you, I remember when, from Carbon, something when you go to and protest, you see faces. And then you see people because you meet them, on protest and wave. And when things happen, and then they say, "Oh, I'm not coming back out here. I'm not wasting time or whatever." You see the face. And then sometimes you might pass to the market. You see, she used to be on protest. You see somebody selling, or you see somebody, some at some business or something. You remember the face, familiar faces, and you say, I used to see you on this protest. What happened? We get protesting coming out. And then the person said, no, I finished. It'll make sense. It'll make sense. We just going out there, and then, then the leaders is just roll over. They're making sense. And they stop coming out. So every time you see familiar faces, stop coming, and like APN, them leaders, like they're getting it. So people start fed up and fed up and fed up. People start say, okay, we in this situation, let we make up the best of it. That's it, because we moving nowhere. We moving nowhere. We gonna go through protest. The police gonna run we. The police gonna arrest some of we. We gonna get tear gas. They gonna this and that. You lose couple jobs because some people used to lock up the shop, lock up the store, lock up the stand, and go out and for vote, right? No, sorry. What am I talking? For protests, right? And they're losing at the end of the day. The APNU does just roll over. So people keep losing interest. I don't understand why they don't understand that. Continue, the supporters keep losing and losing interest. You understand? So they were delusional going into this election, and they didn't understand that they don't have it. The disconnect from the supporters, and even for the 4 years it was in opposition, the disconnect from the supporters. If they were doing field work, if they were doing groundwork, if they were going in the communities, if they were going around the markets, if they were going wrong, they would have heard the supporters cry. They would have heard the supporters say, we fed up with this one to y'all and change. And when we come out and we brace y'all and stand up, we stand for y'all. A lot of times you go out for protests, you don't see none of them. You don't see a member of parliament. You don't see none of them. None of them. You guys got to understand. People were sore and fed up of it. You understand? And that's what Granger do. Even the small man keeps saying, don't go into no recount. Don't go into no recount. Don't go. Let them take the election petition. I have get evidence. Even you, if anybody Google it if you can't remember. And you're going to see the court tell Nandalal. I'm going to make a short video tomorrow, and I'm going to show all the evidence. Tell Nandalal to go to election petition. The court did. So anybody coming now and saying the court is one side and one side, no. What Claudette Singh said, she is total right. She is total right. You cannot ask GECOM to cancel an election. That is not GECOM. GECOM don't have the authority. Is the court have to do that, and you gotta carry the evidence to court, and that is for election petition. And PNC and PPP would never volunteer give them a recount. Granger volunteer give a recount. He did that. He did that. And that is what break the party. Nobody's speaking about it. Nobody's speaking about it. That is what destroyed the party. Because people in the party know damn well what the hell this guy do. You don't do that. He did not hear. He wanted to do it his way. His way or the highway. His way or no way. His way or no way. You think PPP volunteer giving you the old nonsense what Granger did? Eh? That is for election petition. The court stole him that, and he, because he have this ego and this righteousness in him, is that he feel he don't want to go in as a president and people thinking he rigged the election or this happened or that happened. He want to go in on a clean slate, and that is not for politics. That is not for politics. You understand? That's for church. That's not for politics. These politics are running, but honesty and dignity and all that's not for politics. That's not for politics. Listen, when we want honesty, and we can go to church. When we want politics, we want politician. You understand? So I could tell you what the nonsense that David Granger do and break that party. That party was divided. Because the courts tell him, not him, Nandalal. Two or three times. Mr. Nandalal, Mr. Land, that is for election petition. That is for election petition. And what Granger do? Granger want to satisfy. He wanted Jack Dio to say congratulations, you win the election. No, Jack Dio would never tell him that. But he wanted that. He wanted to clear the air. So that is what divided the party. Now, I always say one thing. Let me tell you something. Let me go to what this guy named James Bond. I got great respect for James Bond. James Bond choice is James Bond choice and whatever. I mean, sometimes he overtalk things and things he should just don't talk about it, talk on it or whatever. But you know, everybody get their ways or whatever. But the reason why is I always say I respect the guy. The guy stand up for PNC. The guy was a full fighter for PNC. The guy was stand up in protest. We all see that man back with pellets. I can't remember if we could count the amount of pellet in James Bond back, right? We see he stand up. I could tell you, personally, I remember was the election, one election when James Bond was like, I always say, James Bond was like the doggy, like what Wayne got for the ghetto youths and those will bring in those votes. When you have a party, you cannot just run an intelligence alone and this and that. Guess what? You get the doggies, you got the ghetto youths and all them, that you got to get people to reach those people. Because those people say, oh, we don't have to vote. We ain't coming out and vote. Yes, sir. And James Bond was that man that go into the ghetto, get the youths to vote, get the people that ignorant about voting, get them out. I watch him on live in Albystown, getting people out to vote, right? I think there was 2015 election when APNU win, right? Right after 23 years, it be PPP in office. I watched that man work. Nobody can tell me different, right? And I would not take his crown away from him because he have a different choice. People, we got to understand, sometimes we push people and we got to talk about it. We got to talk about this, right? I watch This man, James Bond, was in Albistown, and he was getting people out for vote. Well, we know he run a youth campaign. There's a first thing. And that was the first time youth came out so many in numbers and vote. That was the first time because youths think we didn't getting youths to come out and vote. So James Brown was, I forget his slogan. What was it? I can't remember his slogan. But anyway, he was underground in the ghetto areas, and were bringing people out for vote. He had vehicles and everything. I remember he stand up and some ladies was going in, and he asked them, you guys finished voting? And they say yes. He said, everybody in the house finished voting? And they say, everybody vote but Granny. Their Granny blind, and so they left Granny home. James Man said, no, Granny vote matter. James Man get on the phone, call for a car for come and pick up Granny, for carry Granny to vote. He went on the corner that had this Rasta guy. I think that was by James Street side. Anyway, at the corner of James Street, Albistown. Not sure which one is street. Anyway, don't matter. He called, he asked, he see a Rasta guy there, so he asked the Rasta guy, you went out on vote, the Rasta man. I got hustling, nobody don't give me nothing. The tax and whatever, right? And continue. Jane man say, how much thing you got in there? And he still, Jane must me want to hear all the talking. How much drinks you got in there? How much for it? And the man said, how much you got today? And let me tell you, I always start the story. James Bond take out his money, pay the man free drinks, give the drinks to everybody who was around there for the man go and vote. Go and vote. And let me tell you something. He didn't even ask Telly, you voted for PNC. You voted. He didn't say anything. Right? He didn't ask him. Maybe just watch him as a black guy and he must feel, we vote going or whatever, but he didn't ask him. But the point I'm making is that he was there, and that is a man that PNC should have hold on. We don't APNU push out all the strong soldiers. I keep telling people, you cannot. Granger, when Granger reached in, Granger wanted this profession, this, and the. But you gotta run an election, and it's not everybody high and mighty. It's not everybody qualified. A lot of votes you want, all of them. Now we call them the scrapes, right? Wherever you call them now. But the time was ghetto people, ghetto youths, wherever we call them. Those votes matter, right? So, I remember that man bring home that election. I said, James, bring home the election for APNU. He bring it home for them, I could tell you, right? And what happened? You throw these people aside when you get now. You want this type of person, you want this person, and with clean slate and whatever. But those same talks or whatever, you gotta listen, when you run in a campaign and even in a political party, they gotta get everybody, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I always say. The good, the bad, and the ugly for every situation. It's politics, right? So I could tell you, that I see James Bond put in the work, and so then after whatever, anyway, people there, the Granger go in. When Granger go in now, they had a little division, because it's like, what I say goes. What I say goes. No, nobody had no say so and whatever, from some information that I get, that and those things. He just, and turning up to meeting, he just saying what this for do, what that for do, and whatever. It's like getting a riff in the party, because like, come on, we gotta discuss this and whatever together. So it's start getting a riff from inside the party and whatever. And then they gone into the election, They got into the election, which and even in Granger presidency. I keep saying, I say, you go in there, you complain about something for 23 years. Election petition to see Aubrey Norton promised to get. Exactly. The thing is about it here, the thing is about it, how you had a problem with Claudette Singh after with all this recount and sit and leave Claudette Singh in that place. Exactly. That is what I'm saying. You move and they go and sit. This is what these people, Aubrey Norton went and sit down. Aubrey, listen, everything they complain, right? You see the whole situation with Claudette Singh, right? You could see with Claudette what was Claudette Singh's intention, and you went. That's why, yeah, exactly. This is why you don't fall for Aubrey Norton big words. I say all we got is big words, and I don't have big words. I'm a guy and he say stack raw and whatever. I know all them big words because all them big words don't, it doesn't matter. You know the situation. It's just like Granger, because even when Granger went into after 23 years, when Granger went in to power, Granger should have changed certain things. We had a problem with the DPP. You remember? And he left the same woman, the BB, wherever was your name. Can't remember, forget your name right. He left her right there, sit down, right? Things that they should have changed. Now you was done in 23, was in opposition for 23 years. PPP, you don't know PPP had something in certain put people in position, situate. You and went in there. You didn't fill the empty seat in the court. To you people, you didn't do nothing. You do not. You just go and sit down there. You're building arch. You're building the and those things. Exactly. He gotta get out. Aubrey Norton gotta get out. He gotta get out. He should put shame in a bag of his face and head out. I tell people, he went and sit for 4 years without doing anything. Without doing anything, this man went and sit for 4 damn years. 4 years. He sat there. He did nothing. You could tell me. Why would you going into election? We don't had a flopping problem. The thing is that APN, you was in government and you make an opposition push you out because Green just sit there like a church man, which he should not going to recount. He did still going to recount. Green just sit there. No, Green just went into recount. No, Aubrey come now. Everybody thought Aubrey would have been a force to reckon with. Aubrey come now, Aubrey come now. But let me tell you something. I remember on a protest I went on, right? And then the police lock up some of the protesters. I went to break them because by the time I come now for join protest, them girls say, well, the police come and they get locked up or whatever. So I head down to break them. All we head down to break them. We was in front of break down police station. Exactly. Exactly. So when we head down to Brigham Station, Aubrey Norton was there, but he just come the lock up. And I talked to Aubrey Norton. And when I talked to Aubrey Norton, I go home and I tell my family, I said, Aubrey Norton in it. This man was lost. This is anybody could testify why I tell people. I said, when I talking to Aubrey Norton was lost. When I said, we coming out here with PPP, this not making sense. They can bring the using the police force. So you got to do like a economical, protest somewhere. For this man just watch me. This man was effing lost. And then I realized this man lost. This man don't know what we doing. You understand? This man don't know what we doing. Nobody know. For the 4 years, Aubrey Norton, there no opposition. We had no opposition. I tell people Millie Mel must see the opposition. It's Millie Mel, they're fighting the government. You understand? They had no damn opposition. None at all. But he expect no automatically people to come out and vote. You had a disconnect, a distrust. Years keep coming. They don't understand. And whoever is the leader now got to build that trust. Because they got to understand the supporters had a distrust. You come out, you support them, they leave you. I could say it. I just want to say it again. Used to go and protest. Sometimes you see them. Next minute I see what the second happen, and not a official nobody coming and tell you nothing. All you do is crawl back in your hole. You understand? The disconnect from the supporters. They just, just like that. They just disconnect. And people keep, as I said, people keep losing interest. The small man keeps saying, I'm not coming out. I'm not losing money. They got people used to lock up business and be on the streets for them. And people say, they're making no sense. Nobody's giving me back this money. And if we sacrifice for it, it's not making a change because we got weak and lazy leaders. And that's it. Aubrey went and sit down there. Nothing. The things he say you do it. Now you had 4 years. When did Aubrey Norton call for massive protest in front of GECOM? Let's do 2 weeks or a week protest and pressure GECOM. Let me take GECOM to court. Nothing. But you head into election and then tell Jack to you, if you rig the election, the consequence. There's a consequence there right now, not even the opposition seat. That is the consequence. Not even in the opposition seat. Even there. I said, no. Let me tell you something. People talking about win. Let me tell you something. Win save them. Because let me tell you something. They would get a landslide I don't even know what would happen with them. They would get the biggest landslide ever. Because the people that vote for Win, what people understand, the people that vote for Win want to vote for Aubrey Norton. It's not like they would have voted for him. They would not have voted for him. They had so much of people already didn't come out and vote at all. And the people that vote for Win would not have voted for him. I support Win. They wouldn't support Aubrey Norton. Granger break his supporters back. And the opportunity, APN, you had is to bring a strong leader to mend the party. It break the back. That is why James Bond, Simona Brooms, all them leave. You understand? Because what went on. Even this woman, she never come to talk, but James Bond talk for her. What's her name again? Oh gosh. Anyway, they had a big riff. And it could tell you, even in the election that we had the campaign, Granger didn't even, just imagine Granger, ex-president of a party, couldn't even turn up on one rally as a guest speaker supporting the party, nothing. What happened to Jordan? None of these people and turn up at no rally supporting. So you already know it's a broken house. And then then people watch. This MP leaving, gone over to PPP. This body left and gone over to PPP. What trust you? The people see your house is crumbling, but you think people now gonna trust? No for vote. So people say, you know what? let me support Win. We get a better chance of Win moving PPP. The people was willing to gamble with Win party because the before that, because it's something they've been doing for years and years and years, and the same thing. The same weak leaders. Leaders aren't doing nothing. They go in, they sit down, they get comfortable. They ain't doing nothing. That's it. Nothing. They're not doing. They just go sit, get comfortable, just collecting the whatever money they get, and they forget. They wait till next election, and then you're running. When election call, then you're running with pamphlet and this and that in communities and all. It's like, you people really believe people that stupid? Then we get a new generation. Okay. Okay. I didn't know you show up. I think it's now Winston Jordan called for I didn't know he show up. Is he called for Aubrey Norton to resign? I think is he called for Aubrey. I think I read that. I didn't know he show up. But the thing is, you cannot sit for 4 years. People don't see your strength. People don't see you fighting. People don't see you doing nothing. But you can show up election time as election time. Then you're coming in communities. Outreach in the communities. Meeting people. What you would have known what is affecting people that you could have. At that time, you would have known what affecting people fed up, and then you're able to bring that trust. You know where the campaign on. You know where to and start bringing that trust into people. But if you disconnect from people, what's going on. You know what's going on at all. You know what's going on. And it's a sad situation. And even just imagine people watch, it's sad. People watch Burnham data all gone to PPP rally. It's like, what you can tell people now? What you can tell people? Burnham legacy, when he owned that again. When he owned that again. It was all crazy. I never see. But the party get weak. PNC is not the PNC. The party is weak. They have no they have no strong leader, and it break. It break from Granger. I keep saying it break from Granger because Granger make PPP bully them and tech bully. That's it. PPP bluff the way and get through with it, and that's about it. Now they think. I said wait. They think. If PPP in opposition and get in power, you in power. You think when PPP in power, you getting in there? You're not getting there. You should have known you got to go in with biometrics. This is the only way you could. This is the only way you could get PPP out. You can't get PPP out with no them voters thing. PPP take over GECOM. They're running GECOM and everything. And the second thing, the next thing is that when I heard Nandalal is an advisor GECOM, I was like, I ain't hear Narton say nothing. Narton and kick up a storm and said it's like no big pushback. They can just put out some kind of statement, and that's it. And that's what the other night when Amanda had to talk about it. Amanda said the nonsense, just putting out a statement is total nonsense. You're just putting out a statement, a press statement, and that's it. And you're done. you know? So, oh, I don't know. I don't know if they could come back from that, but that's a hard comeback because what they don't understand, this is a different generation, and you cannot come with nothing like a race thing, because this generation are looking about race. This generation are looking about race. This generation wants a leader, somebody was standing up for them. That's it. You understand? Somebody. You see, when Muhammad come in and what they don't understand, Mommy come in, people see, well, Mommy can stand up for them. You understand? That's what they see. That's what they were looking for. They were looking for a home. They had people would move to PPP, but they had people was looking for a home. And they see a home in Win. That I keep telling them, they see a home in Win. And, When they had this protest in London, when they shot the boy, when the policeman shot the boy, they had a big protest. I know APNU was in big trouble with young people. When the guys and who was protesting turned and said the only way we can stop is if Muhammad come here, and that was London. They said the only way we can stop is if Muhammad come here. They didn't say Norton. If not, it was only Norton could make we stop. They say win. And from when I hear that, let me tell you something. I was glad I pay. People don't pay attention. You gotta pay a friggin' attention. I pay attention to the little details. That's why I don't run with somebody say something, I run with it. Somebody say, you got full bolt with what somebody say. I always assess things, watch things, and I say, when I hear that, I say, APNU, they're in bad shape. These young people in London did not ask for if Norton come, we can stop. They say when Muhammad, only Muhammad can make we stop, right? And I was like, Now you tell me, the opposition, the APNU, them, you're looking at these things, you see, we go, oh gosh, we in trouble. And he didn't even go. I can't remember a man's meet up there. I couldn't remember if Norton eventually went up there late, but he wasn't on thing, right away. Muhammad reached up there before the opposition, anyhow, even if he turn up. So it's a disconnect. This is young people. You can't tell people yet because you text your hair or if you got to vote for this party, you cannot come with that anymore. That days are over with. It's a different generation. You can't tell this young generation and going back about Chedi and Burnham anymore. You can't even tell them that because even Burnham that gone over the other side. So you can't even come with that. You can't come with that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So they really, let me tell you something. They really have to like sit down. Nothing gotta go. That's the first thing. Nothing have to go, and they gotta understand and sit at the table and find ways to attract young people. You understand? You can't win an election with your base alone. And APN, you went to an election with a base alone. You can't win an election with your base alone. You get a new generation. A new generation people don't care about what Burnham party and Chedi Jagan party. Young people care about we want justice. What you doing? Even opposition, we didn't see you fighting. And then, we didn't see even, okay, with Adriana Young situation. When them boys was on the road and do the nonsense guys, doing things, breaking people's shop or whatever, we encouraging that or whatever. But what we saying, if you want to charge somebody, charge them for the crime they do, right? But we did not see no big, even when they charged these boys with treason. And there's the next thing what they didn't understand. We did not see nothing do no big, nothing should have pushed back. You push back and charge these guys. If they break somebody's shop, they still charge them for that. That's not treason. You had no pushback on that. I watched was Simona Brooms get a liar, would you go and meet these boys